Live? Am I live? I don't know. Yes, I am live. Oh, hello, everybody. We have update. It's update day here. I haven't actually looked ahead. The patch notes just came up. Kind of short notice on the stream. Normally I'd give about 10 minutes, but I just thought, we'll go for it now. I was just looking at this picture. This is like the top of the notes. I love this picture. It's not a new one, but it promises, I don't know, to me, this looks a lot different experience than what we actually get. I mean, everything is like green and lush, and yet this picture is not that. But anyway, cool picture. I digress. Anyway, so we've got, where are we at? Okay, so here are the sizes. Wow, those are pretty, wow, Steam is the biggest. Usually it's the other way around where Steam is smaller. Wow, those are actually big downloads. So PC is 42 gigabytes on Steam, 22 on Microsoft, 22 on Xbox, and 15 on PlayStation. So interesting. Yeah, usually Steam is the smallest download. So I'm kind of curious. I mean, those are pretty big downloads. Hey, Patrick, welcome. All right, let's get right into it. Okay. Workshop menu. Overriding blueprint that causes a duplicate no longer results in crashing, which is cool. Items should no longer erroneously show the Atomic Shop icon on Xbox. Let's make sure this is all, yeah, you can see all this. Okay, good. When inside a shelter, blueprinted subcategory is no longer available in build mode. Build menu should no longer scroll faster as you change scroll directions. Fisherman's cooking station, fish display plaque, and all 3 fishing plushies are now visible in the workshop menu once learned. Decontamination shower should no longer show as unlearned for players that have already learned it. Okay, haven't run into that one. Camp item names should no longer be cut off when selecting them in the build menu. Players using gamepad can now toggle the free camp control mode while placing wires unless they are targeting an item that accepts wire connection. The blueprint save pop-up in the workshop menu now supports mouse input. The options button is again displayed when using the replace option. Last selected variant is now tracked separately between replace and build mode in the workshop menu. Okay. I haven't actually run into any bugs, so yeah, I don't know. Made some improvements to the blueprinting flow in the new workshop. Blueprinting now reserves items. A scroll bar has been added when players save their blueprints. I haven't even tried blueprinting in the new mode. Added additional messaging when a lock is applied or removed from a workshop item. The atomic symbol should now correctly update for purchased wallpapers. Players should not get kicked back to the subcategory menu when selecting variants while building. Players should no longer become stuck while moving an object when editing furniture items. Workshop background should no longer be visible. You know, something I would like change with the workshop or with building is all the stuff that I don't own, that should be grayed out. Like, it shouldn't be showing me by default. It should be something I should have to go and unlock. You know, that should be a toggle option that's toggled off by default, I think. Vent, hello. Myth's been catching up. Oh, cool. Wrath of John, hello. Pip, hello. Urban Pixels, hello. Steam update is 1.5. You think they got it wrong? Possible. Well, I think what they may be showing is the extracted sizes rather than the downloaded, because it's usually highly compressed. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked at Steam yet. I mean, I looked before I went live and it wasn't there. So I don't know. Hopefully they got it wrong. I mean, it's a big download for a mid-season update. So anyway, help menu. Help menu now lists the correct subcategory for foundations, made improvements to help menu information for free camera mode, attaching wires, item lock, and death, fixed an issue with the help menu which listed the incorrect controller button for save blueprint. Is this all camp? Okay, so this is all okay, so we're just talking camp stuff. All right, hopefully there's other stuff besides that. The atomic roller should now be interactable. Remove the blood punch bowl from being buildable in shelters to be consistent with other dispenser type items. I'm sure that'll upset somebody. Remove the blue Nuka-Cola vending machine from being buildable in shelters to be consistent with other dispenser type items. Again, yada yada, upset somebody. Remove the Crania candy bowl from being buildable in shelters to be consistent with other dispenser type items. I didn't realize you could build any of this stuff in shelters. Atomic Shop icon no longer appears on the Sheep Squatch poster. Fixed an issue which could cause players to be unable to enter the power armor suit until they dropped fusion cores in their inventory. This is not... Okay, so some of this is building, some of this, because that has nothing to do with building. Fix an issue where the Ultrasight stool and Ultrasight throne were no longer buildable under certain conditions. Tiki Camp Kit should now display a full... That's so weird. That's so weird. This has nothing to do with building, but all right, whatever. Whatever. Hello, Angel. Angry Diner. Hello. Okay. Combat. Enemies will now display the correct icon for bleeding beneath their HP bar. I wasn't aware. I never noticed the icons because it's just a little triangle and I don't find it super useful. Nuke silo mainframe core should now be damaged by explosions. Oh, was that not happening? All right. Fix an issue causing Scorch Beast to focus on their audio scream attack. I thought that was already, because I'm not noticing that being a thing anymore. I think that was only, what I'm noticing is they just fly around forever. Sheep shard poison damage will now correctly scale with the player's level. Okay, that's cool. I haven't had a chance to really use those since the update. So yeah. John, I assume the same thing, that you couldn't build any dispensers in the shelter, but I guess some of them you can. Events. All right. Oh, this is okay. Mischief Night is over. So we're getting okay, an update to Mischief Night. All right, so next time, whenever, Mischief Night, the Mischief Pyre objective is now translated in all languages. Mothman Equinox fixed a formatting issue with all 6 of the Mothman Equinox event lore books. I've never even read any of those. Jailbreak should now qualify for repeatable public event challenges. I didn't know that I haven't done it forever. I didn't realize it didn't count. Glowing skeleton costume and glowing skeleton hood can now be sold to NPCs. The freezing touch mutation now deals crowd damage. Oh, interesting. So that was something they were doing on the PTS, is they were making it so all cryo was actually, it dealt damage. Like all cryo, anything that dealt cryo would freeze enemies or slow enemies based on how often you hit them, but it was also do crowd damage. So I guess some of that's coming over to live now, at least that. So freezing touch, that's just a mutation from, I guess, mutate events and daily ops, I guess. Decryption. Remove the armor penetration and increase damage effects. Okay, so again, daily ops. Okay. Enemies are now higher level than you would normally encounter. I'm assuming that's daily ops as well. I assume both of these things go with that, I assume. You like that idea? Big Bloom. Beelzebub's health and damage has been increased. Okay. Big Bloom increased performance with flower respawning. So I guess they respawn more often? I'm not sure. Big Bloom Overgrown now have a chance to drop Carnal Weepers, Rad Lilies, or Crystal Cups. Well, that's cool, I guess, for the people that farm those things. Big Bloom lowered the active landmine count. Yes! I like that. If you could lower it to 0, that would be great. I like that event a lot, except for the landmines. And it's just the staggering. The constant staggering just drives me nuts. So yeah, if we could lower the account to 0, that would be good. But whatever they did, I like. We shall see. Steam download is also 1.5, not the 42. I bet maybe that's the extracted amount. This thing was formatted by a teenager. Well, it's probably auto-formatted and like it just messes things up. The patch notes are always that way, and especially lately because they've been so long, there's just stuff going to be missed. But yeah, sometimes it becomes difficult to try and sort out what it is that they're doing. Hey Bex, welcome. Gameplay. Becoming immune to fall damage while not in power armor now always prevents the stagger animation. Oh, okay. So some of the stuff that's been on the PTS, it looks like they're bringing over to live. So that's cool. So now if you're in power armor, when you jump, you no longer have the superhero landing. You just land. I'm assuming that's what that means. So now you just land and you just keep on going. Well, that's cool. All cryo damage now has unified. Oh, okay. So this is what I was talking about before. All cryo damage now has a unified effect that slows the target and drains action points. This effect scales up the more cryo damage the target takes and recovers over time when the target isn't taking cryo damage. Cryo resistance also plays a role in how quickly the status effect is built up and recovers. Weapons and effects that caused a slowing effect now deal cryo damage instead. All right, so yeah, that's the way it's going to work. So basically, if you do basically it'll do cryo damage and it will do a slow effect. So that's actually cool. So now cryo will actually do more than just slow the enemy. It will also deal damage, which is cool. I like that. Fixed a bug where applying slow effects to a target could make them move very fast. Yeah, this was the harpoon gun. I can't think of the name. Rad damage is no longer recovered to a minimum value when loading into the world. Rad damage is still recovered to a minimum value when respawning. This also applies to Glow for Ghouls. What this, I think, means is if you're playing low health or a ghoul, when you go into a new server, you're not going to have to reapply your glow. It'll just be you'll keep your rads from server to server. At least that's how I read that, and I hope that's how it actually works. We shall see. Fix an issue where damaging auras would not deal any damage in certain cases. No idea what that's about. Fix an issue where players could be stuck in a state where their AP constantly drains. Maybe, the only thing I can think this might apply to right here is in raids, because sometimes that'll happen, is that Yeah, Lynx in the raid where he does the cryo, the cryo grenades. He shoots at you, and even after he's dead, your AP still doesn't come back, which is pretty frustrating. So hopefully that fixes that. Might have to do some raids and see. I can't think of any other spot where that happens, but that's the one that comes to mind. Perks. Cryo damage should now correctly trigger the Deal Sealer perk. Oh, that's cool. All right. Yeah. So Deal Sealer, prior to today's update, it would count limb damage or, crippled as one thing. If it's taken fire damage is one thing, poison damage is one thing, and bleed damage. So it had 4 effects that could trigger it. And now we have a 5th effect in cryo. So that's actually pretty cool. If you can find a way to deal all those effects, you could actually really get a lot of damage there. What Rad's perk can now only be equipped by humans? I can't imagine why you'd want to equip that as a ghoul, but all right. Fix an issue on the special page, which displayed 0 unused point over full categories. Nice. Good. Get rid of that. That was kind of annoying. Special loadout manager should now perform better when scrolling. I know there's been an issue with some people where their frame rates kind of tanked when going into the loadout screen. I've never been hit with it, but I know other people have. So that'd be nice if that's fixed. Blood sacrifice. AP should no longer continue to drain HP while outside of VATS. Okay, I haven't used blood sacrifice. I've tested it a little bit, but I haven't used it enough to know, what bugs there might have been. The cloaked icon should now be displayed for Escape Artist and Chameleon. All right. Twisted Muscle penalties to VATS accuracy and Cone of Fire are now reduced by the class trait card. Okay, this should help a lot. Yeah, because that's been happening since the September update. It's been almost 2 months. The VATS accuracy from Twisted Muscles, the penalty wasn't working with Class Freak, so you're getting the full hit. So this should be a little better for people that play a mixed, like melee and range weapons. This should help quite a bit, assuming you're using Class Freak. 4-leaf clover now grants the correct amount of crit meter for multiple projectile weapons. I wonder if that means shotguns are going to be better or worse with this. Might be worth testing. Fast Fighter now grants 50% of your movement speed above 100%. Your bonus movement speed as a reload speed. Improve the utility of Fast Fighter for black powder weapons. I wonder if that means, okay, so I think this is actually a buff, because I think this is actually going to give a faster reload than it was giving before, even though it's really good. And this, if it improved the utility, what I'm wondering about with this one, because it's not spelled out, but in the PTS, so there's been an issue in the game for a while, about a year, I think. So with black powder weapons, if you use something that's not quad, when you reload, even if you have a bunch of perks to increase reload speed, there's a big delay before you can actually shoot. Now that's been fixed on the PTS, except for quad. Quad was the only thing that actually worked. Anything other than quad didn't work. That's been fixed on the PTS, and I wonder if that's what this is. I don't know. It's not really spelled out, but I'm gonna have to test that, because I wonder if because that's good, because that means you can use other things than quad on black powder weapons reasonably. But I don't know if that's what that fix is, but I can't imagine what else it would be. Life Giver, fix an issue where players could die when unequipping this perk card. Never ran into that. Fix an issue where the player's HP could be incorrect and overlapping the RADS portion of the HP bar when this perk was equipped. Never noticed that before. Not sure. Night Eyes, reduce the cost to 1 point. Okay, I don't know that I've used this perk ever. Number Cruncher now applies to weapon dot effects. Yeah, just so we know, this should say also, not just, it's not changing that it doesn't work how it was before. It's working additionally for dot effects too. So this is a buff to Number Cruncher. Did the download on PC, was pretty small. All right, cool. Patch is tremendous. I'm glad they rolled these fixes out. So far, I'm liking it. Deal Sealer. Cryo slow now counts as impairment for this perk. Poison RFX now correctly inflict poison impairment. United Ordeal now shows in the Pip-Boy effects tab when active, which I guess is kind of cool, because otherwise, how would you know? Rad Sponge, Thirst and Hunger should no longer be restored at different rates. I didn't realize they were. Increase the rate at which Thirst and Hunger are restored. Good with Salt. Oh, they've made this change already. Ugh, okay. I don't love this change just because luck is getting pretty empty for me, but Good with Salt. Move from luck to intelligence. So if you carry food if you do use food buffs and you carry food, when you log in, whenever the update goes, hits, make sure you check Good with Salt, and because it's going to be unequipped. So make sure you do that. Tightly Wound. Animation speed should no longer reset when entering or exiting power armor. Bloody Mess. Fix an issue that would allow this to proc on bleed immune targets. I haven't really been using this perk. So Miscellaneous. The combat knife should now be properly translated in all languages. Rusted glory flag should now be properly translated in all languages. Okay. Players should no longer experience visual clipping when equipping a hazmat suit as a ghoul wearing a disguise. Not sure why we're wearing a hazmat suit as a ghoul, but okay. I mean, is anybody who plays as a ghoul? I mean, I don't even carry a hazmat suit in my ghoul character. I can't. I'm not seeing the benefit. Maybe somebody could tell me. I don't know. Hey, Green Man. Hello. Welcome changes. Yeah, so far I mean, it looks like it's more than just like little. I mean, this looks like actual nice things. Added the following missing items to vendors. Samuel will have the White Springs Robo Butler Collectron. Mortimer will have the Soul Soup Server. Oh, okay, that's cool. And so for people who missed, I guess, last season, right? That was last season, right? The soup? Where was that this season? That was last season. Giuseppe will have the Cosmic Knife. All right. Unarmed Barblehead now displays proper name. Yeah, because before it was saying fist, which was kind of funny. So yes. Let's see. Players should now be able to complete the Possum Leatherworker Challenge by building a bearskin rug. Oh, I didn't realize that wasn't working. Chinese stealth armor should no longer stretch oddly at the neck of male characters. Corncob Fashnot masks can now be placed in chest and pillar display cases. Cranberries should no longer spawn as blastberries. Big-eared characters no longer have their ears clipped through the Brotherhood of Steel hood apparel. Improve the texture for Drill Fist Ultrasight bits. Light Machine Gun Prime 556 and 45 plans no longer keep dropping from Scorched Beast Queen once learned. Yippee! Yippee. Although the nice thing about these plans is you can actually sell them to NPC vendors. So, I mean, at least you don't have to drop them. You can put them, I mean, it's not worth much, but it's still, extra caps, whatever. Improve the VFX to better match damage inflicted by explosions. I wonder if that means we get lower visual effects. I don't know. We'll see. Fixed a rare crash on the loading screen. If this is the one I'm thinking of, because I've actually, not a crash, but I actually had it freeze on me 3 times yesterday in the loading screen. So maybe this is what happened. Hopefully that's fixed. Silver extractors should no longer produce silver scrap instead of silver ore. Fix missing armor names and how to learn text. Fix an issue that would cause cut content to be displayed in Workbench. Not sure what that's about. Soup Server is this season? And you can actually buy it already? That's weird. It's now, like it's on this. That's weird that it's now available. Okay, whatever. Wait, was the Soup Server this season? I thought it was okay, anyway. Mutations. Bird Bones now displays its fall damage reduction in the Pip-Boy. Yeah, it's a lot more than I thought. Fix a bug where herbivore and carnivore mutations can be acquired at the same time. If you currently have both mutations, they will be removed from your character. Some people are going to be upset at this. I'm not one of those people. Quest. Reading the Sacred Tomb of the Mothman now correctly progresses the hidden quest. Oh, the Sacred Tombs. Yeah, this is the tombs. Yeah, so in what is it? Point Pleasant, there are the Sacred Tombs, and I guess there's any number of them in there, and reading them in order or whatever. I haven't never done it, but something. There's some hidden quest, yeah. But did they fix the Soup Server giving you crash soup? I don't know. Doesn't say. Mods, or weapon mods. Damage from explosive launchers with 2-shot legendary mod is no longer duplicated. Damage from explosive launchers with a 2-shot legendary mod is no longer duplicated. Okay, so it looks like if you're using 2-shot explosive, it sounds like you're going to do less damage. That's what it sounds like. Don't know. U.S. Covert Ops Magazine now states its correct effect, bonus damage against humans. Scopes that support multiple zoom levels will now display a button hint for zoom during use. Cremator now deals the same damage after changing the color of the chemical fuel. Alien Blaster Cryo Mod now receives benefits from Explosive Legendary Mod. Oh yeah, because, so I get, so Cryo is no longer explosive. Like it was explosive for a bit. And so if you put explosive on a Cryo weapon, it didn't do anything. So now you can actually put explosive on an Alien Blaster because Cryo is not explosive anymore. So I guess that's cool. The Bowie Knife Power Armor. We'll start this again. The Bowie Knife Pioneer Scout Paint. I'm not sure how I got power armor out of there. Now appears with all other appearance mods. Certain weapons should no longer increase in size as you scroll through their mods. I've never noticed that before. Ceremonial Mace Skin for Lead Pipe, Revolutionary Sword, and Tire Iron now use the correct appearance mod slot and can be removed after application. Removed debug text from Chameleon and Stealth Boy mods used in Power Armor. The Cryo mod for the Compound Bow now receives contextual ammo. It didn't before? Did you just not drop arrows? Interesting. I don't know. Bleed damage has been added to the Cosmic Knife. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Cosmic Knife now does bleed damage. All right. Durability, I'll have to check that out. The durability legendary mod now correctly reduces but does not remove durability loss when attacking enemies. I've never noticed removing durability loss. I've never noticed. Maybe it does. Interesting. We'll have to see how that goes. Gatling Plasma Stinging Core Receptacle now correctly notes as piercing. Iceman's 4-star legendary mod effects have been replaced with 20% extra crowd damage. I actually like this because the Iceman's, all it did before was freeze enemies. It didn't actually do any damage. Now, it is still only a melee effect. I'm hoping at some point they add this to ranged weapons because I did see a comment that that's something they're looking at doing. So that would actually make this, I would love to be able to put like cryo damage on like a 10 mil pistol or something. I think that'd be fun. Yeah, how much is broken and we're oblivious to 98%. Yeah, I mean, it's good, but I mean, that's good that we're oblivious to, I mean, if it was, yeah, it's kind of good to just like not know, right? I mean, if it's not affecting me or we don't care. Pipe Wrench no longer incorrectly displays 2 cosmetic mod slots. Yeah, I noticed this on my last character. It had 2 appearance mod slots, which is interesting. Weapons no longer experience a delay in firing after. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. Weapons will no longer experience a delay in firing after being reloaded when using effects that increase reload speed. So this is what I was talking about with the black powder pistol. So now, because with quad you don't get the delay, but now if you use any other effect, so if you want to use Furious on a black powder pistol, as soon as you reload, you can fire right away. So that's a great change, and I'm glad it's here. I do have Crusader, but it's not automatic. What if I want an automatic or a handmade or something like that, an automatic that does crowd damage? So there you go. Let's see. Light machine gun full stock mod no longer adds the rifle tag to the weapon. Yeah, does that actually affect anything other than just having it say rifle? I mean, I don't know. Stalker's mod can now be attached to melee weapons. All right, that's a return because there was Stalker once upon a time. The Miasma mod has been reworked to always deal poison damage to nearby targets, similar to Plague Walker Mutation. I actually tested this the other day. It's still, because the way Miasma has been working is that when you're hit, but from an attack, it does like a poison cloud, which is pretty useless. If an enemy shoots you, poison cloud is going to be around you, not where they are. So now it just is constant. It's like a constant poison aura when you stand near enemies. It's still not great. It's pretty weak. But I guess if you put this on like Thorn Armor or not, Stranglerheart, stack it with that. But yeah, it's still kind of it's fine. It's not great. So yeah, Barbarian still works with armor. Yes. Let's see. 556. Let's see. Miscellaneous. 556 Ultrasight ammo will now unlock as expected for the LMG. Okay. Improve the cryo effects for multiple weapons, which we already talked about, right? Players should no longer be able to continue to use auto melee weapons after running out of AP. I didn't know that we could. I didn't know that was a thing. Improve the ability to target bee swarms with VATS. Oh, I wonder if they fix VATS. Because I know VATS is working a lot better on the PTS, and I wonder if some of those fixes came to this. That'd be nice. Miasma is bad. You tried it full set. Yeah, it's underway. It's not, I mean, for a 4th star, and as hard as it is to get a full set of 4-star mods, Miasma just isn't, like, there's just so many other options I'd rather use. Nuka-Cola ammo is now an explosive ammo type. All right. UI. Some HUD elements should no longer be hidden while the player is aiming with a scope. Players should no longer see a blank confirmation window when choosing a loadout upon exiting Vault 76. I just did a character. I didn't notice a blank. I didn't notice that. I just created a character the other day. Damage over time will no longer display as floating numbers when setting is disabled. Floating damage numbers now correctly dynamically adjust. Players should no longer be flagged AFK incorrectly. No idea what that's about. The confirmation window should now display correctly when trying to delete a custom world. I don't think I've ever deleted one, so leaving the Steam overlay by clicking the X button now correctly resets the game's input, allowing Pip-Boy to be opened with tab. Okay. Radiation gained by consuming irradiated food should now be displayed correctly. Some UI elements should no longer disappear when a player disconnects from a controller. All right. Health and stamina bars should no longer become misaligned. Ooh, okay, that's a good thing, right? Like, because there was like a. Yeah, I think that's a good thing. Rebinding an input in the settings control menu should now rebind correctly. Phishing. Inputs are no longer influenced by remapping controls in the option menu. United Ordeal will now correctly show as an active effect. Fixed a display issue where Number Cruncher would increase the Pip-Boy damage values more than expected. Interesting. I wonder if that's interesting. I didn't know that was happening. Fixed an issue where DOT, damage over time floating numbers, would sometimes display twice. VATS accuracy is now correctly displayed with a percentage sign in mod properties. And so this will be on the workbench when you're, well, I guess if you're just looking at the weapon. So yeah. Okay, that's a lot of things. And it looks like there's a lot of good stuff. Usually the mid-season updates aren't really that comprehensive, but this looks like there's a lot of good things in there. So that's cool. So, and I'm glad, thank you for not asking me when the servers are gonna be up, because I don't know, but yeah. So there you go. There's all the patch notes for the update. Looks like a lot of good stuff. Don't forget that we have Spooky Scorch that start today. Whenever the servers come back up, we have Spooky Scorched. Mischief Night is over. So yeah, that was good. So thanks for tuning in, everybody, and have a good rest of your day.